So good morning, guys. And welcome to the session. Okay, so let's start. And okay, so let's start with our NumPy. Okay, so let's explore our NumPy, and I don't think it will take more than half an hour. Some functions from NumPy, and along with NumPy, we will also explore math library. Okay, so for NumPy, what we'll do, we'll say import NumPy as NP. Import NumPy as NP. So it is similar to you do like your import pandas as PD. Similarly, import NumPy as NP. Okay. Those who have joined remotely, guys, please confirm if I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Amol, for confirming. So import NumPy as NP. Submit kara? Okay. Now, suppose I create a list. Let's say L1 is equal to some numbers 1, then 1, 2, 1, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. So what is this L1? Can I say this L1 is nothing but your list? You know that? Yes. That is a list. Okay. But now I say, let me say AR is equal to NP dot array. NP dot array, and I say L1. Now this AR has become, so the records will still remain the same, but now it has become an array. It has become an array. If you want, you can run the type function on this. Okay. It is an array. So there is a difference between array, list, and data frame. On data frame, you cannot perform mathematical functions. You cannot multiply two data frames. You cannot have an inverse of data frame. You cannot have a transpose of a data frame. You cannot add two data frames. But all those things can be done on your arrays, right? So many models take your input in array format, and many models take your input in data frame format. So with practice, you will remember that which type of model will take which type of input. Okay. Let me create another list. And if I say np dot array, and I pass it. Okay. So you can create this type of arrays also. Please जल्दी से कर लो. There is no theory as such. Okay. So np dot a range 0, 25. So it will create a numbers starting from 0 till 25. So, okay. So if you need to create a sequence of numbers, you can use your np dot a range. So it's not necessary that you always start from 0. You can start from anywhere. Okay, you can start from anywhere. So इसके आगे comment लिख दो. To create sequence of numbers. To create sequence of numbers. Okay, so okay, tell me one thing. So I'm going to write it in a little different way. Let me say 10, 50, 2. Can someone tell me what is this doing after seeing the output? Yes, so it is taking the step size of 2. Ek chhod ke ek, right? So there would be a gap of 2 between them, right? So basically, if you want to generate a list of even numbers, you can use this technique also. So do you notice the syntax of this? Start, stop, and then you have the step. Start, stop, and ठीक है, np dot a range. Done, guys. Simple से command है. So let's move little fast. np dot zeros. So basically np dot zeros for it creates a sequence. It creates sequence of zeros 4 times. There's nothing much for me to explain over here. Now if I say np dot zeros and I say 2, 2. क्यों error दे रहा है? Cannot interpret 2 as a data type. Okay, shape देना पड़ेगा. Okay, so np dot zero. So if you want to create a zero matrix, zero matrix का क्या usage हो सकता है? सोचो. Zero का usage क्या हो सकता है? Why would I even bother to create a zero matrix? Zero matrix or rather zero का usage क्या हो सकता है? The usage can be when you start adding something in a loop. So if you define something as 0, if you add it, still the answer will not change. Okay. np dot ones. Okay, so it will create a matrix. So what is this 2, 2? 2, 2 is the shape of the matrix. Okay. So if I, instead of 2, 2, if I give 3, 3, it will create a 3 by 3 matrix. Okay. Rows and columns. Okay. Okay. So I'm saying num1 np dot lin space 1 comma 5 comma 50 num1. Okay. Guys, run this code, see the numbers, and can you tell me what type of number are these? Do you see any pattern in this?
सर 1 to 50 जा रहा है, लेकिन वो 0.1 to 5 जा रहा है, लेकिन वो पॉइंट्स को कंसीडर कर रहा है थोड़ी थोड़े इंटरवल पे.
ओके. सो किसने बोला था? आई मिस्ड हिज नेम.
सिद्धार्थ सर.
यस. सो व्हाट सिद्धार्थ इज सेइंग, 1 से 5 जा रहा है थोड़े थोड़े इंटरवल पे. सो 1 से 5 जा रहा है. सो एक्चुअली उसने सही बोला है, 1 से 5 जा रहा है, ये तो बात बिल्कुल सही है. बट व्हाट अबाउट इंटरवल? सो गुड वन सिद्धार्थ. सो इसके नाम को ही देखो, लेन स्पेस. किसी ने शिफ्ट टैप करके देखने की कोशिश करी? देखो नाउ, डू यू नोटिस, बड़ा अच्छा डॉक्यूमेंटेशन दिया है उसने. देखो वो बोलता है स्टार्ट स्टॉप. ओके. एंड इट आल्सो सेज रिटर्न इवनली स्पेस नंबर ओवर द स्पेसिफाइड इंटरवल. So basically, yes, something like that. What you have said is right. So do you notice the interval between two numbers is same? So for example, what is the interval between your first and the second number? Interval between first and the second number is this much. Interval between the second number and the, sorry, third number and the first number. Sorry, third number and the second number. This minus this. Again, it is same. देख रहे हो? 0.0813624. So it is almost same. आखिरी में जाके थोड़ा सा चेंज हुआ है. ठीक है ना? So basically, it is creating 50 numbers between 1 to 5 at the equal intervals. At the equal intervals. ठीक है ना? So I think probably people will understand it better if I just create, let's say, 10 numbers. देख रहे हो? So equal spacing. Or let me say I create only 5 numbers. Okay. So between 1 to 5, including 1 and 5, it creates 5 numbers at equal interval. Okay. And that is why you see this thing, linear spacing at equal intervals. Yeah. Please go ahead and do the code. Okay. np.i 3. So what is this I? What is this type of matrix known as? I hope people have done this one line of just coding. What is I? Let's come to this thing. Bhul jao what I have written. Just tell me what is this type of matrix known as? Not exactly symmetric.
Triangular matrix.
Triangular matrix. Identity matrix. This is known as identity matrix. Okay. This is known as your identity matrix. But what are the properties of identity matrix? वैसे ये सब बताना मेरा रोल नहीं है, but फिर भी बता दे रहा हूँ. Identity matrix is 2 by 2. No. Why? Identity matrix is a square matrix. That I can agree. It is a square matrix. But it is 2 by 2 was galat concept. It can be any shape. It can be 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 10 by 10. And if you want, you can check that also. You know? See, in identity matrix, what will happen? Diagonal is 1. Diag is 1. Rest, everything is 0. Rest, everything is 0. Okay? And obviously, it is a square matrix. It is a square matrix. It is a square matrix. Diagonal is 1. Rest, everything is 0. But इस मैट्रिक्स की प्रॉपर्टीज क्या होती है? इसका यूजेज क्या है? ये क्या करती है या क्या नहीं करती है?
सर इनवर्स फाइंड करने के लिए भी हम लोग आइडेंटिटी मैट्रिक्स को देख सकते हैं.
यस, जिसने भी आंसर दिया बिल्कुल सही आंसर दिया. सो सी बेसिकली तुम लोग एक चीज पता है क्या? तुम्हारे जो तुम लोग ने सब ये बताया कि इट इज 1 and 0 स्क्वायर, बट ये तो दिस इज हाउ इट लुक्स लाइक, बट व्हाट इज द नेचर ऑफ द मैट्रिक्स? सो बेसिकली ये सब चीजें मुझे बताने वाली नहीं है, बट फिर मैं बता देता हूँ सिंस वी हैव कम टू दिस पॉइंट. आइडेंटिटी मैट्रिक्स, सो इफ यू मल्टीप्लाई अ मैट्रिक्स with inverse, you get identity matrix. You get an identity matrix. But what is inverse? वो तो ट्रांसपोज होता है. मैं पूछ रहा हूँ what is inverse? What is inverse of a matrix? क्या every matrix का inverse होता है? हाँ, पहले ये बताओ क्या every matrix का inverse होता है? And what does inverse mean? I am not asking about formula. Inverse का मतलब क्या है? अच्छा चलो छोड़ो, मैं ज्यादा कंफ्यूज नहीं करूँ. चलो लेट्स मूव अहेड. Okay, np dot random and rand int. Guys, can you notice one thing? np dot random dot rand int. So 1, 20 and 3. So basically, do you notice it is giving 3 numbers between 1 and 20. And can you notice it is a random numbers? Every time I run, I get a different output. Every time I run, I get a different output. So if you want to create a random sample, you can use your random int. और next time तुम्हें लूडो खेलना तो भी तुम यहीं से खेल सकते हो. You throw a dice between 1 to 6 and you select one number. सिक्स आएगा नहीं आएगा? अरे अच्छा 6 तक नहीं जा रहा है वो, चेंज करना पड़ेगा. लूडो खेलना तो 7 जाना पड़ेगा. So it will not include 7, but it will, हाँ, now 7 will never come. अभी 6 आ रहा है. डाइस पे 0 भी होता है क्या? नहीं ना, नहीं होता. ठीक है. So it will, so this Ludo was just a joke so that you guys remember this thing. Probably this you may need when you want to create a random samples. When you want to create the random numbers, this may be needed. Achha, everyone stop whatever they are doing. Just have a look over here. So what I've done, I have set AR2 np.array. So do you notice I am passing a list over here? This is a list. But now this AR2 is not a list, it is an array. It is an array. If you can see this. It is an numpy nd array. Okay. Now AR2 dot shape. It says it has 9 numbers or 9 in it's the length is 9. Right. Now what I can do is I can say AR2 dot reshape. AR2 dot reshape 3,3. So the one dimensional has been converted into 2 dimensional. It has rows and columns also. Now I have given 3,3. Why? Because it has 9 elements. If you have 10 elements, then 3,3 will not work. You cannot convert it into any matrix. You cannot convert it into rows and columns. Okay, suppose let me do one thing. Let me add 100 over here. You will get an error. It cannot convert 10 into 3 by 3. So if you have 10 elements, then probably you cannot do a reshape. Or if you want to do a reshape, then you need to do a reshape of 5,2 or 2,5. Let me say, will this work? Let me do one thing. Let me say 5,2. So this should work. Or 2,5 would also work. So 2 rows and 5 columns. This will also work. But the shape should match with your number of elements. That's the basic mathematics, right? So what I'll do is I'll remove this 100 as of now. I want to create a 3 by 3 matrix. क्या हो गया? अच्छा यहाँ पे 3 by 3, 2 by 3, 3 by 3. Okay, please go ahead and do it. Done. Okay, so what is the maximum value over here? What is the maximum value in my matrix? 490. Okay, so AR2 dot max. This can give you the maximum value. Okay, if max is there, then min has to be there. Okay. So within a matrix, if you want to find which is the maximum value, which is the minimum value, I think after doing pandas, this max and min are quite obvious functions, right? Mind पे कोई ज़्यादा जोर नहीं आया होगा. So what is ARG max and ARG min? It gives you the index location. Let me do one thing. Let me get another matrix where you will get more clarity. Over here, incidentally, it is coming 0 and 1. Let me do one thing. Let me say something like this: AR3 and AR3 dot reshape 3, 3 AR3 dot ARG max. So it gives me 4. Okay, or if I say AR3 dot ARG min, it gives me 2. Okay. See guys, what is let's do one thing. What is the minimum number in this AR3? Minimum number is 3. Sorry, minimum number is 6. But what is the position of 6? Position of 6 is 3. So this 34 will become your 0. 490 will become your 1. 6 will become your 2. Then 23 will become your 4. 23 will become 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. And this will become your 4. And that is why you notice ARG max. ARG max will give you the index position where your maximum value is occurring. ARG min will give you the index position where your minimum value is occurring. Index position. Argument max and argument min. If you only give max and min, it will give you the maximum and the minimum value. Okay. ARG max and ARG min. Now, if you want to find the transpose of it, you can just say transpose. What is transpose, guys? One second. I think the changes are not reflecting. Okay, now let's find the transpose. So this is the original matrix, and then I say transpose. So basically what happens in transpose? In transpose, rows become your columns and column become your rows. Can you notice the above two matrix? Rows, column and column rows. So basically, if you notice this 490, it has shifted the position over here. And this 23 has gone over here. And this 6 has come down over here. And 456 has gone over here. Okay. So how many elements do I have over here? For getting how many elements I have, I can just say this thing. But how many unique elements do I have? How many unique elements do I have? सारे बोल दो, कोई तो एक होगा ही. np डॉट यूनिक, ठीक है, इसीलिए पर्पसफुली थोड़ा मिक्स डेटा डाला, ठीक है. np डॉट यूनिक, सो यू गेट द यूनिक टेक्स्ट. सो a capital A, C, A, B, C, and D. These are the unique. So it has removed the duplicates, right? And now if you just want to have the length, you can combine with your length function. So there are 6 unique. So जिसने 6 बोला उसने सही था, उसकी आंखें अच्छी हैं. It could differentiate. बोला था तो तुम्हारी तारीफ तो कर दी. अच्छा बिना नाम लिए की थी. श्याम ने अच्छा बोला, नाम लेके कर दी बस. श्याम बाबू. So np dot unique. So np dot unique will give you the unique. If you are interested in all the uniques, if you are interested only in the unique numbers, then combine it with your length. Done? Okay. Okay, now let's see some small function. I'll not say small, but direct function. np dot sqrt. So can I say these are obvious function? np dot sqrt, it will find the square root. The square root of 36 is 6. So if I say np dot, so I'm increasing a speed over here, np dot square. So square will find your square. Okay, nothing for me to explain. Then np dot absolute abs. What does abs will do? It will give you the absolute value. Absolute value means it will convert your minus also into positive. So minus 10 would be written as 10. And then there are many things which are not much needed. Let me say 4, 5. So it will add these two numbers, np dot. But let's discuss the much needed one, np dot power. So let me say 3, 5. So it is 3 power 5. So this 3, 5 is nothing but equivalent to, you multiply 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 square of 5 नहीं 3 power 5. The square is also a power. ठीक है? So np power this thing. So if you want, you find the square root also using this. Can I find the square root? Answer is obviously yes. Let me say np dot power, and if I say give 9, 0.5, so it is nothing but square root. Okay, it is nothing but square root. Okay, now let's explore our log. This is something which you heavily need. Log 10. So what is log 10? It means base is 10. Base is 10. Log 100 base 10 should be 2. Am I right? Log 100 base 10 should be 2. Now if you want to, if I just say np dot log, sorry, my mistake. And if I give 2, what is this? log 2 का वैल्यू डिपेंड करेगा तुम्हारा बेस क्या है. शिफ्ट टैप करके देखो इसका बेस क्या. इसका बेस है ई. देख रहे हो, नेचुरल एल्गोरिथम. नेचुरल एल्गोरिथम इज एल्गोरिथम इन बेस ई. ई की वैल्यू कितनी होती है? ई की वैल्यू 1 होती है. तुम लोग ने अपनी स्कूलिंग कहां से करी, चेक करो. सही बता रहा हूँ, डोंट टेक इट पर्सनली, बट इफ यू आर सेइंग ई की वैल्यू 1 होती है, देन आई एम वरीड. यस, 2.71 समथिंग होती है. यार बोलने से पहले कुछ तो सोच लो. 2.718. अब जो मेन क्वेश्चन था, टफ क्वेश्चन, वो तो मैं पूछूंगा ही नहीं. ई की वैल्यू ऐसी क्यों होती है? जब ई की वैल्यू का तुम्हें 1 पता है, तो ये इसका तो आंसर घर आना ही. Whatever value Google is showing you, that is a maximum value of E. Do you know one thing, that value of E can keep on changing? E की वैल्यू चेंज हो सकती है. It can be 2 also sometime. It can be 2.7 also, 2.6 also. मेरे चैनल पे जाओ, वहां पे शायद मैंने एक वीडियो डाला, which will tell you about E. ठीक है, उसको एक्सप्लोर करो. अगर फिर भी समझ में नहीं आएगा तो मेरे को आके बताना. I'll take up in the class. Now, what was the value of E? Achha, tell me one thing. If I say something like this, log of A base A, तो इसका आंसर क्या होगा? Log of a number and the base is also same. Then answer would be 1. Am I right? So for example, जिसको अभी भी मेरे ऊपर डाउट है, let's do one thing. ऊपर वाला उठा लेते हैं. 1 आ गया. Log of 10 base 10 would be 1. Log of 2 base 2 would be 1. Log of 3 base 3 would be 1. Log of n base n would be 1. So what is the value of E? Value of E is around 2.718. So यहाँ पे 1 के आसपास आंसर आना चाहिए. Can you notice 0.999 के पास जा रहा है? So if I say value of E, let me say मैं ये वाली वैल्यू डाल देता हूँ. Now it should be almost close to 1. आ गया? So value of E is nothing but 2.718 something something something. That is the maximum value E can be. ठीक है? Okay, let's explore another library, math. So whatever mathematical calculations you want to do, either NumPy or math. So matplotlib nahi, it is math. They two are different thing. ठीक है, math dot and it will have all the mathematical formulas जो तुमने अपने बचपन से लेके आज तक पढ़े, शायद उससे भी ज्यादा. Just explore it. ठीक है. Suppose you want to find exponential. Okay. What is this? Exponential means e power something. So it is nothing but if you multiply, what is the value of e? Value of e is this much. So if I multiply this number 2 times, I'll get the similar answer. Can you notice? So e power something. Then all the functions, let me say math factorial. So if you want to find the factorial, you can directly use this thing. तुम्हें अपना user defined function लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. So let me say you want to find math dot something, sine value, cosine value, whatever, factorial float. Let me say you want to find float 2.34. What will floor and ceiling do? Floor क्या होता है? नीचे का नंबर. Ceiling is upper number. Ceiling is roof. Floor is bottom. So what is the ceiling of 67.4589? It is 68. And floor of this thing would be 67. If you want to find the value of pi, I hope people understand what is pi, right? So I could see something as a very interesting function, GCD. What is GCD? वैसे normally तुमको इसकी यूज नहीं पड़ेगा, but sometimes it may be needed. Greatest common divisor. GCD का एक और नाम भी होता है ना? HCF, yes, perfectly right, HCF. So highest common factor, right? Suppose if I say 25, 30, इसका GCD क्या हो जाएगा? 5 होना चाहिए. 5 is the largest number which can divide both of them. 5 is the largest number which can divide both of them. So similarly, explore this thing. So many functions. If you want to find tan h, tan, cos, cosine, degrees, e, exponential. So I'm trying to take few functions which might be useful for you. So I think you have a power also. X comma y. So x power y. So let me say 2 comma 3. It will return 8. So all these small functions are there. I hope people understand what is LCM. Least common multiple. So 23 and 5 का LCM क्या होगा? 23 into 5 because 23 is a prime number, right? So if I say NP dot LCM, but this time let me give some another number. Let me say 10 comma 15. LCM is 30 because 30 is the lowest number which is multiple of 10 also and 15 also. So 10 3s are and 15 2s are. And then if you want, you can see almost all the functions. If you want to find tan h, sin h, whatever functions you want to find, all the functions are there. Okay, NP dot random normal 5 comma 0.2 comma 100. What is this? Everyone please generate these numbers. I hope people can guess one thing that these are your random numbers because यहाँ पे word random आ गया है. Word random आ गया है. So these are your random numbers anyway. What? Okay. Tell me what are these numbers? शिफ्ट टैप करने की आदत कब आएगी? हाँ, नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है और देखो कुछ और भी बोलता है। अच्छा, टेल मी वन थिंग। Tell me one thing, guys. The numbers you are getting and the numbers I am getting probably may be different, right? And another thing is, if I run it once more, again the numbers will change, right? Again the numbers are changing. So to make you guys understand little more, let me do one thing. Let me say, will it give me the mean? So do you notice the mean is, since these are random numbers, do you notice the every time when I run, the mean is around 5 only. दिखता है? Since it is random numbers, generating it exactly 5 is little tough for the software also. But do you notice the mean is 5? 4.97, the difference is only of 0.03. Now, and do you notice standard deviation I have given is 0.2. Over here it is coming 0.17. So standard deviation is also same. देख रहे हो? 0.2 आ गया. 0.200 is nothing but 0.2 only. So basically what it is doing, it is generating 100 numbers. The mean of those 100 numbers is 5 and standard deviation is 0.2. And these numbers are normally distributed. Normal distribution की properties आ रहा है. The values slowly rise and slowly fall. उसका curve याद आता है? Bell curve. So I think probably in next class I would be taking up plots also, but since just to showcase you, what I'll do is I'll say import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, and then what I'll do is I'll say, let me say plt.hist, and I'll pass this thing. So do you notice that the shape? Let me do one thing. इसको थोड़ा सा बड़ा कर देते हैं. And instead of 100, let me create 1,000 numbers. You notice it takes a kind of bell shape. Values are slowly rising and slowly falling. ठीक है? दिखता? Symmetric around mean. Center में so it is symmetric around your 5.0. Not exactly, but almost. ठीक है ना? So don't try to do this coding. I'll just remove this thing. जब हम matplot पे जाएंगे, then I'll take it up in a proper way. This was just to showcase that it is a normal distribution. You don't need to do this. And I think that's it. ठीक है? Okay, guys. So take your break, 10-15 minutes break, and after break we'll continue with something else. So NumPy is over. You can take a break, and after break we'll see a few more things. Okay, guys, so let's get started. Okay. So now let's explore our, in pandas, probably one thing is left, that is our how to handle date and time. Time not much, but obviously date. How to handle date and time. So let me create one data frame. So let me say df is equal to pt dot data frame, and I'll create a column date, and let's put some dates over there. Let me say क्या है डेट आज की. Let me say 2021-07-03. Then I can say 2022-08-07. And instead of colon, let me put this thing. Since I'm passing more than one value, let me put it in a bracket. So data frame has been created, and I have passed 2 dates. Quickly create the data frame and let me know. I'll just wait. Can I say code at line number 994 is clear? I'm creating one data frame which has one column, and within a column I have passed 2 values. 2 date values I have passed. Okay. So what is this thing? So what are, so can I say, guys, एक second सब लोग please सुनना. If you see this data frame, you can see that there are dates. But if I run my info function, it still tells you that it is an object type. It doesn't tell you that it is a date type thing. Okay, it doesn't tell you that it is a date time thing. It is an object. Why? Because I have used a, you can say underscore or this is not underscore but slash. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? Dash. I have used a dash. So it is taking as an object. Okay. So again, I am saying I have passed the dates, but it is taking as the object. I have passed the dates, but it is taking as the objects. Now what I'll do is I'll say something like this. df dot date dot as type. And you convert it into date time format. Date time 64, and then you say ns. And save it back in the CDF. Now, if you run this info function, Sorry, not info will not. Only one if. So can you notice it has been converted into date time format. It has been converted into date time format. It has been converted to date time format. Done, guys? Can you move ahead? Okay. Let's do one thing. There is another method in which we can convert into date time format. So obviously this method is a good method. So date time 64 ns. But now let me do one thing. सब लोग please यहाँ पे देखो एक second. I am going to create another data frame. I have just in the name of the variables. So df1. Now this df1 is again your object type. Am I right? This is again your object type. Now this time what I'll do is I'll say pd.to date time. pd.to date time. I'll say df1 dot. What was the name of the column? Date, right? And I'll save it back in that same one. And now if I run df1.info, you will notice it has automatically converted into the same thing. Okay. So I have given you two methods. One is either you use 64 ns, but I will suggest ignore that 64 ns. याद रखना मुश्किल है. Go with this method. pd.to underscore date time. So it will convert your this thing into date time format. Okay. So I have converted into date time format now. Now, probably what was the advantage? What is the benefit I get by converting into date time format? Advantages are many. So I can say these are my advantages. So for example, if I say df1 dot df1.date. Okay. So लोग सीरियस नहीं है, थोड़ा सा लगता है सीरियस करना पड़ेगा. Are you able to see the paint window?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so see guys, इतनी बातें क्यों हो रही? Let me say you are doing an analysis for some, let's say, e-commerce company. You are doing analysis for e-commerce company, right? So normally e-commerce companies also, they send the parcels, right? They send the articles, or you can say products, right? And for the e-commerce company, it is very much important that the articles or the products reach the customers in time, right? Otherwise, they will start losing the business, right? Now, suppose you want to do this type of analysis. So let's say you have the send date. Let me say you have the article ki bajay, let me say, use the word, let me say you have a product, and then you have a send date, and then probably you have a receive date. Okay. I'm just taking very simple thing. I'm not even putting the time. So let's say product was, someone has ordered for a mobile, and the send date was, let's say, 27/06, let me 02, and receive date was, let me say, 05/07/2022. Okay. Now, subtracting these two dates would be very difficult. Subtracting these two dates, or to find out. So you have a send date, but then was 27. So now there was a gap. There was a gap between 27 and 05. Right? So this data you already have. Now you want to do the analysis, how much time it is taking. Or if the product is sent on Sunday, does it take more time? Or if it is sent on Monday, does it take more time? So the weekdays may play some role. If the article is sent towards the month end, probably it may take more time because more parcels are coming, or towards the at the end. Right? So all those things, analysis you can do. Now from, let's say, from this part, you can extract something. Let's say if you can extract the send month. So what was the send month? It was 6, or you can say 06. Similarly, you can have receive month. Receive month would have been 7. You can have send date. That would be your 27. Similarly, you can extract the send year. If you want, you can obviously extract year also. I do not deny that. You can also extract day of a week. Day of a week, whether the article product was sent on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all those things. And so what you can do, you can keep on extracting it, and you can keep on adding a separate column. And then probably you can do the analysis. So if the article is sent on Sunday, then how much time it is taking, so on and so forth. The same thing probably I'm going to do over here. So can you notice? So what is DF1? DF1 kya hai? Data frame hai. What is date? Date is the name of the column. DT is the name of function. Dot year. So it will extract you the years. Okay. So what I can do is I can just say DF1 and let me say year. DF1 dot year. So what will happen? What will this line do? ये line क्या करेगी? It will add a year column. It will add a year column, right? Similarly, DF1, and if I say something like this, let me say month df1 dot date dot dt dot month attach हो गया. And similarly, I can just keep doing it. So you guys can also start doing your coding along with me. df1 weekday name तो सही नहीं जा रहा. Okay. Can we quickly discuss all these five? So what is year? Year will give you the year part. Month will give you the month part. Day of the week. Day of the week will give you the day. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay. What is this DT week? Can someone guess ये DT week क्या होगा? After seeing the output, it is week of the. Suppose let's say if I say 29th of January, so probably it would be the 5th week. It would be the 5th week, right? Am I right? So similarly, so if you are saying this thing, what was the date I had given? So your 3rd of June would be whatever. 3rd of June is something like your 22nd, but इतना difference कैसे आ रहा है? अच्छा, and this 31, okay. यहाँ पे क्या दिया मैंने? अच्छा 08 दिया. Okay, so 08 and 07. ठीक है, so fair enough. Day of the year. So 1st January would be 1 and 31st January would be 256, right? 1st Feb would be, 1st Feb कौन सा डे होगा? 32nd, right? अब सबको समझ में आ रहा है? मैं एक चीज देख रहा हूँ, I'm trying to see if I can get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Day of a week, day name, I think day name से आ जाएगा. हाँ, day name से नहीं आया. हाँ, पता नहीं इसके साथ ब्रैकेट क्यों देना. ठीक है, but day name, so they have designed it little different. Okay, so DF1 and name of the day. Name of the day and then pass this thing. I think this is the add-on function. ये पहले नहीं था, अभी डाला है एक दो साल पहले. So name of the day, Thursday and Sunday. So check करो. 3rd of June क्या Sunday था? Sorry, 3rd of June क्या Thursday था? Third of June 2021. अच्छा ना, और मेरे को इसमें मेरे को फ्राइडे दिख रहा है. मैं ऐसा कैसे हो गया? 3rd of June was Thursday. Last year it was a Thursday. Yes. और इस साल का 8th of August. 8th of August is नहीं 0807 है ना, तो 7th of August. 7th of August. 7th is Sunday, right? Month is 8 and day is 7. 0807. Obviously सही आंसर देना. Trial and tested है, no doubt in that. Okay, now if you see this data, guys, do you notice the analysis part will become quite easy, right? So suppose if you let's say all these columns are for your send date. Similarly, you can have the columns for the receive date, and then day of the year. You can directly subtract the day of the year, and you can get how many days it took in receiving the parcel. Okay, day of the week or whatever. Okay? So if you want, if you are having this type of data, then you can do this. Okay. So let me create one data frame which has a mixed date time format. Okay, guys, now do you notice? And if you think in a little wiser way, you will notice that different people have different convention of writing the dates. Someone will say 0304, someone will say March 4, someone will say year first, someone may say year at the last, right? So do you notice the formats of the different dates are different? किसी में मैंने APR दिया है, somewhere I have used slash, somewhere I have not, I'll not say slash, but इसको क्या बोलते हैं? Hyphen. Somewhere I have used hyphen, somewhere I have not used hyphen. Okay. Somewhere the year is at the end, somewhere the year is at the starting. Let's see, is my pandas intelligent enough to understand all this mixed format? ठीक है? Error तो नहीं देता है, ठीक है? Let's see क्या हुआ है. So it gives the date. Anyway, it will not give an error. Why? Because it is still an object type. It is still an object type, तो error तो देगा ही नहीं. So इंसान को लग रहा है it's a date, but machine के लिए वो it is still a string. It is still an object. So how do I convert this thing? So I'll say, as of now, it doesn't give an error, but if I try to convert it into date time format, let's see whether it will give me error or not. So how do I convert pd.to date time? Kar de? pd.to date time, and let me say df mix dot date. Let me copy this thing, put it over here. Goes fine, right? Now let me see what does this df mix looks like. Can you notice? Sub clean kar diya usne. So it is intelligent enough to recognize the year part, month part, and the day part. So do you notice one second over here? So April 20 is written as 2019 04, right? April 20, 2019. Similarly, this thing 10/05/2020. 10, it is written as 2020 10/05. So it is intelligent enough to extract the date part, year part, and month part. Okay. अच्छा बनाया हम लोग. Done. Guys, can you move ahead? What is coming? Date time में convert किया pd.to date time. Okay. Now, Okay, guys, let's have a look. So what I'm going to do is I'm saying df underscore invalid. So pd dot data frame. So can a date be something like this 6793? क्या कोई 6793? Please 1 second. क्या कोई date ऐसी हो सकती है 6793? No, right? Can date be something like this 2014040048? So these are invalid dates, right? By mistake or somewhere it has come. But till the time you are not converting into date time format, it is still okay. But once I try to convert it into date time format, probably I'll have an error. So df invalid. So name of data frame itself I have taken invalid so that you can easily connect to it. PD dot date time, this thing. Do you notice this time it gives an error? Why? Because you have given the dates which are invalid. So obviously it cannot convert it into the dates. So 6793 is not a proper date format. Or 2014040048. Again, it's not a proper date format. So you get an error. सब लोग please इसको करो. Everyone should get an error if you are passing an invalid date. Done? Everyone is getting? Okay, now. So before I move anything further, guys, so let's say you have a column, date column, and within that date column, you have hundreds and thousands of dates, but some few dates are problematic. Okay, now? Some few dates are problematic. So when you try to convert it into date time format, it will give an error. So the best thing would be I can get rid of those dates or the records which are not in proper format. So let's say you have 100 dates, but out of 100 dates, only 2 dates are in invalid format. But it will give an error for the entire column. Yes or no? Yes, it will give the error for entire column. It cannot convert the column. So what I need to do is I need to avoid the error. As of now, what it is doing, it is raising the error. It is throwing the error. It is raising the error. Then what I can do is I can force the error or ignore the error. Let me do one thing. So can I say this line gave me an error? This line se mere ko error aaya tha. I have just commented it out. But this line gave an error. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll just copy this thing, put it over here, and I will say something like this. If you see this thing, you will see the options. errors. Errors equal to ignore, raise, and force. So default was raise. So it is raising the error. Now what I'll do is I'll say errors ko ignore kar do. Ignore your errors. So I'll copy this thing. Put it over here. And then you ignore the error. Errors equal to ignore. Errors equal to ignore. So what it has done, it has ignored the error. But जब तुम किसी चीज को इग्नोर करते हो तो तुम्हें पता चलेगा कि क्या हुआ है. So after ignoring the errors, do you notice it hasn't given any error, but it is still in object type. It is not converted into date time format. So इस वाले command का कोई मतलब नहीं है. You are ignoring the error. So as a user, you don't get an error, but the dates are still in object format. And you can notice that also it is still saying April 20. Okay. So errors have been ignored, but if you are ignoring the error, no changes are done. So what is the next option left? Next option left is your course. So what course will do? It will not ignore, but it will make the changes. कहाँ गया? उसकी spelling कहाँ गई भाई? Errors equal to course. So now what course will do, wherever it was invalid format, it will convert it into nulls. Can you notice? It is saying NAT, not a time. This NAT is equivalent to your NAN. This NAT is equivalent to your NAN. So what errors equal to course will do? It will convert the valid entries and invalid entries would be converted into nulls. And you already know how to handle the nulls. You can use your fill NA or whatever. Any problem? Any challenges? उसने जो डेटा फ्रेम डिफाइन नहीं किया वो देख लीजिए. चेंज करो, df1 की जगह df रख दो। डन गाइस? ठीक है, आई थिंक दैट्स इट इन डेट टाइम। Okay. Guys, can you see I have created a list which contains few dates. I have created a list which contains few dates. Now, you need to write a logic or a code. Write a code which will extract year part of all the dates. All the dates and store in a separate list. And store it in a separate list. ठीक है? Dates, code, write a code which will extract the year part of all the dates and store it in a separate list. ठीक है? And I just want you to write the code, whether you want to, whatever technique you want to use. तुमको जो चीज चाहिए वो चीज यूज करो. अब तक तुम्हें जो भी चीज सिखाया पाइथन में, whether you want to use pandas, numpy, you want to use your for loop, while loop, anything, कुछ भी जो तुम्हें यूज करना है करो, but extract the year part. कितना टाइम लगेगा? यस वैष्णवी, तुम बताओ कितना टाइम लगेगा? 10, 15, 20, 25 बोलते जाओ, कुछ भी है। 10, 15, 7 मिनट्स। 7 मिनट भी बहुत हो गया। सिर्फ ईयर पार्टी तो एक्सट्रैक्ट करने को बोला है। यूज एनी लॉजिक। If someone wants to use for loop, string, split, go that also. कुछ भी लॉजिक यूज करो, बट लॉजिक should be proper and want to have clear. Yes, I just want that clear. Extract the ear part. data frame बनाया, जैसे किया ear, कहाँ पे एक्सट्रैक्ट किया भाई? पूछो, बट कैसे एक्सट्रैक्ट किया? How did you extract it? मैनुअली कॉपी करा? मैंने बोला लॉजिक लिखना है, कॉपी पेस्ट करना करना है। डेट्स एंड देन यू कन्वर्ट इट इनटू ईयर, बट ये नंबर कहां से आए? तो सपोज करो हजारों नंबर होते तो तुम क्या करोगे? नंबर का वापस करके बैठोगे। Okay, let's take this up. Anyone who has done? No one. क्या हुआ? PD dot date time काम नहीं कर रहा? ईयर पार्ट निकाल के देखो। अच्छा चलो कोई बात। बट रिमेम्बर मैंने एक चीज और भी बोली थी, यू कैन यूज एनी लॉजिक। मैंने ये भी बोला था यू कैन यूज फॉर लूप स्ट्रिंग, कुछ भी बोलो, कुछ भी, सिर्फ ईयर पार्ट निकाल के दिखा दो। एंड probably let me say for I in dates, print I. Do you notice it prints the date? Yes, no, maybe. Print कर रहा है। So split function याद है? So I dot split, ठीक है। split किसके बेसिस पे कर सकता हूँ? Can I split based upon this thing? Split कर दिया। Then what is this year part is your at the end. So at the end वाला अगर हमें चूज करना है तो हम दे देते हैं 2। आ गया ईयर पार्ट, आ गया। मुश्किल था? Instead of printing, let me store it in an empty list. Let me say year list equal to empty list. Instead of printing it, I'll just append it. Year list dot append. ये इधर क्या प्रॉब्लम है? Year list dot append I dot split. काम खत्म हो गया। इसके लिए कितने मिनट लगे? कोड ही 2 लाइन का है। जो पहले की चीज सीखी वो भूलना स्टार्ट कर दिया तुम लोगों ने। स्प्लिट फंक्शन डिस्कस किया है ना पहले, और फॉर लूप डिस्कस किया, सारी चीजें डिस्कस की। So can I say this is nothing but a dictionary? It is nothing but a dictionary. Within dictionary, you have your keys also and you have your values also. So these are your keys. And what are the values? You can see your values, right? Or just for a, let me say, let me change the keys name to let's say 10 and कुछ दूसरे keys दे देते हैं so that it is just not a sequence number. ठीक है? And in some another order, let me say 44. Okay, make sense? So I have given some keys and I have given some values. So what are the keys? Keys are your engineering, medical, MBA, manufacturing. So these are 4 different options a candidate has choice. And then the values are this. Now you need to write a code, write a logic to swap keys and values. So whatever is the value should become a key and whatever is the key should become a value. Okay. So I'm just trying to help you out a little bit. Everyone see the last line. So keys and the values gives you separately your keys and values. But if you do items, it gives a pair of your key and value. Can you notice? It gives you a pair of key and values. So probably if you want, you can use the items. Swap का मतलब समझ में आता है? Right? A B में और B A में convert हो जाए. So write a logic to swap keys and values. So I'm getting one answer from Siddharth. Done? Okay. I think many might have done. Okay, so let me take it. So if I say for I comma, or let me say key comma value in this thing. And then I say print key, print value. So do you notice it prints keys also and values also. So normally I take only one variable for I in something or for j in something. Over here you can say instead of key, if you want to say I, or if you want to for value, if you want to say j. Okay. So I would be mapped to your key and j would be mapped to your value. So it will give the same thing, right? Now what I can do is I can just put it in, convert the same thing into my dictionary. So what I'll do is I'll say, so this was your dictionary one. Let me say dictionary two, and then I can say something like this. Dictionary. And let me first of all put it over here. And for this, comma this, and then I can say something like this. Square bracket, no. So dictionary, first of all, I should open this bracket. एक bracket end करेंगे. And I can say यहाँ पे square bracket हटेगा. Then I can say something like this. I comma j की बजाय j comma I. Let me say DICT. Let's see dictionary two. So keys are this thing. Previously keys क्या थे? Engineering, mechanical, MBA, right? Now keys are this and values are this. Okay. Okay. Write a program. And this time I'm saying program. So user defined program, which takes a number as input and check if that number is present between 500 to 1000. If number is present between if let's say if user enters 550, then it should say number is present between this range. If user enters the number 400, then it should print a message, number is out of the range. Or if someone gives the number as 2000, then again, number is out of the range, right? User defined function ले आओ, जल्दी से create करो. Look, both field is there. So how do you check this? Okay. Done. Show me. लॉजिक पार्ट तो ठीक है, इफ आई इन रेंज, बट मैंने बोला था यूजर डिफाइंड फंक्शन क्रिएट करना है, सो यू हैवंट यूज्ड डीईएफ। ये देखो ना, स्पेसिफिकली मैंने बोला था क्रिएट अ यूजर डिफाइंड फंक्शन, बट इफ वाला पार्ट ठीक है, दैट लॉजिक पार्ट इज, सो लेट मी से डीईएफ range check, take some number, let's say n. Guys, do you notice one thing? We have already done this thing, पहले भी करा हुआ है. So suppose if I say list and I say range 20, 50, it used to create a list from 20 to 50. It will go till 50, but will not include 50. So same thing, over here I had already given 500 to 1000. So what I could have done, you could have created a range. So if n in range कहां से ले रहे हैं? Let me say 500, 1001. ठीक है ना? If n in range this, then you say print number is in range, and followed by you also print the number. Number कौन सा, वो भी print करा दो. Number is your n. Else copy this thing. Print number is not in the range. Let's give a call to this function. Let's give a call to this function. Let me say 400. So it says not in a range. Let me check for 999. Let's take the border condition. Number is in the range. Let me check 1000. So 1000 is in the range. Let me check 1000. One, not in a range. Okay, let me check 499. Not in a range. Let's check 500. It's in a range. 501. It's in a range. So it's working fine. Simple था, कितना मुश्किल था? इसमें से कोई ऐसी चीज थी जो पता नहीं थी? सब पता था. यूजर डिफाइंड फंक्शन ही पता था, रेंज भी पता था, सब कुछ. So your logic part was right. Only thing is you had not used the user defined function. Write a user defined program which takes a number as an input and finds the sum and finds the sum of all the numbers. Okay, example, sum of all the numbers, and I'm saying natural numbers. So example, if the user has entered 5, then output should be 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, right? So 5 plus 4 is 9, 9 plus 3 is 12, 12 plus 2 is 14, 14 plus 1 is 15. So if I enter 5, I should get answer as 15. If I enter 4, then 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 2 9, 9 plus 1 10. सबको clear हुआ? So I don't want them to be multiplied. I want them to be added. It's simple logic. सम करके एक फंक्शन भी हो सकता है। तो आखिरी में प्रिंट कराओ। ओके DEF sum of n. Okay. L1 is equal to list range 1 comma n plus 1. Print NP dot sum L1. आ गया? कितना मुश्किल था? Or you could have converted into array and just set some. So do you notice? I am saying create a list of range from 1 till n plus 1, because if you give n as 5, so it will go till 5 but will not include 5. So if I give n plus 1, it will include 5. ठीक है ना? अब तो numpy भी सिखा दिया था. So let me say if I give 6, I get 21. So 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2. ठीक है? Okay, now let me introduce one more thing. थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस करो प्लीज, घर पे है ना पाइथन. Let's explore another library, that is our iter-tools. Let's explore another library, iter-tools. So iterative tooling, iters. Okay, let me say, guys, let me say I have two numbers. I have two separate numbers. अब ध्यान से सुनना सब लोग. I have two separate numbers, and let me say two separate numbers are 1, 2. Okay, and आई नो तुम लोग ने मैथ्स बहुत साल पहले छोड़ दी है, ठीक है, बट स्टिल हाउ मेनी डिफरेंट कार्टेशियन प्रोडक्ट्स कैन बी पॉसिबल? हाउ मेनी डिफरेंट कार्टेशियन प्रोडक्ट्स कैन बी पॉसिबल with number 1 and 2? So can I say different Cartesian products possible can be 1 comma 1, and then it can be 2 comma 2, then it can be 2 comma 1, and it can be 1 comma 2. जिसको इससे प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है उसके लिए मैं एक अलग चीज डाल देता हूं. लेट मी से हाउ मेनी यू टॉस अ कॉइन 2 times. How many different Cartesian products are possible? You can get head head, you can get tail tail, you can get head tail, or you can get tail and head. So total answer कितना आया? 4 आया. Is this thing clear? ठीक है. So उसको कार्टेशियन प्रोडक्ट बोलते हैं, बट जिसको कार्टेशियन से प्रॉब्लम है उसके लिए मैंने सिंपल कर दिया. ठीक है. Now let's try to do the same thing using our iter tools. Let's try to do the same thing using our iter tool. So what I will do is I will say print list, and I'll say iter tools dot product, and let me say something kind of this 1 comma 2, and print list iter tools. लिस्ट का ब्रैकेट ये है ना, repeat equal to 2. List takes no argument. Okay, iter tool है. इसको कट करके यहाँ डालना पड़ेगा. लिखो आता है. So print list iter tools product 1 comma 2 repeat 2. जिसको 1 comma 2 से प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है ना, let me make their life simple. Head and tail. देखो पूरा head 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 tail tail head and tail tail. So what can be the different combinations? Let me know once you're done. Suppose you toss the coin 3 times. What can be the possible combinations? If you toss the coin 3 times, possible combinations can be H, 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 T, T, or let me say H, H and T, then H, T, H, then T, H, H. Am I right? Then it can, the same thing with your triple T, 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 H, T, H, T, and H, T, T. So कितने combinations are 3, 3, 6, 7, 8 are, and combinations would be 2 power 3. So if I take the same thing, introduce a new cell, put it over here, and put it as 3. Do you notice the same things are coming? देखो ध्यान से देखो, वही सेम चीजें आ रही है. Head, head, head. So order may be different, but at the end the results are same. So it gives you the Cartesian product, the different combinations possible. So now those people who are weak in probabilities, For them, it is really helpful. कर दो, इसको लेन में डाल दो। लेन में नहीं आ रहा है, लेन में इसलिए नहीं आ रहा है बिकॉज तुमने प्रिंट करा है ना। सपोज सी, suppose I do this thing. Okay, I get something like this. Now I can combine it with my length. Let's see. तो रहा है। Okay, if I ask you a simple question, how many different combinations are possible when you throw dice 2 times? कितना different combinations possible है? 36, 6 into 6, 36. Can you write the same thing using your iter tools? Iter tools के through ये दिखा सकते हो? Can you showcase it? Please go ahead and showcase it. How many different combinations are possible when you throw the dice 2 times? So I know 6 into 6, 36. Show the same thing using your iter. Done? Done? So कहाँ पे change किया होगा? यहाँ पे head and tail लिखा है, वहाँ पे 1 2 3 4 5 6 लिख दिया, बस. I think people have got it. So it gives you all the combination. And if you want to see the length, I will not use my print statement. I'll combine it with my length. Length, put it over here. 36. So 36 different combinations. And if I throw it for 3 times, बहुत सारे हो गए. कितना? 6 into 6 into 6, 216. 216. 216, yes. So this is what your iter tools is. Okay, let's come back over here, guys. So basically, what is it doing? It is showing you a list. So basically, it shows all the combinations which are possible when you throw the dice 2 times, right? Now, if I ask you the question, what is the probability of sum to be at least 11? What is the probability of sum to be at least 11? Or 9 or 10 or whatever? Then how would you find it? पहले तो है कि अपने माइंड में कैसे कैलकुलेट करोगे? What is the probability that you will get sum of at least 11? For time being, forget about your Python. Think manually. What is the probability that you will get the score as 11 or more? उसकी probability कैसे निकालेगी? कितना होगा guys? Let me repeat my question. You throw the dice 2 times. What is the probability that sum of the 2 throws is 11 or more? One by 12. Okay. 1 by 12 कैसा है? Yes, perfectly right answer. So you can have either 5,6, or you can have 6,5, or you can have 6 by 6,6. So any 3 combinations से score would be 11 or more than 11. So what is the probability? भूल गए हो तुम लोग? Probability is favorable outcome divided by total outcomes. Favorable outcomes are 3. Total outcomes are 36. Yes. Now show the same thing using your iter tools and using your coding. इस बार तुम्हें आंसर पता है. So show the same thing using your iter tools and using your Python logic. Find the probability of getting a score either 11 or more. And don't think ये तो मैं manually कर सकता हूँ. Suppose करो मैंने problem statement बड़ा कर दिया. You are throwing the dice 5 times. What is the probability that you get the score 20 or more? तब कैसे करो? Okay. Write a logic which can find the probability. As of now, take it as 11 or more. Using your iter tools, you can get all the total number of combinations. तुम्हें सिर्फ सम पता लगाना है कहाँ पे 11 या उससे ज्यादा है. एक फॉर लूप में डाल दो, सम पता लगाते रहो. बहुत टाइम नहीं ले रहा तुम लोग। कल से तुम लोग का टी ब्रेक बंद, उसके बाद परफॉर्मेंस नीचे चली गई। मयूर को बोलना पड़ेगा कि तुम क्या पिला के भेज रहे हो मेरे बच्चों को, पीने का सब सुस्त पड़ गए। किसी ने डेटा फ्रेम क्रिएट नहीं किया तो पूछ रहा डेटा फ्रेम कुछ। Okay, guys, let me take this up in the interest of saving the time. Okay, so can I say this line is clear to everyone? This line is clear to everyone. Let me store it in a list. So what is the length of this? Length is nothing but this thing, 36. So what is this 36? Can I say this is nothing but total outcomes? Barabar? It is nothing but total outcomes. Now only thing is I need to have my favorable outcomes. Okay. So किसी ने ऐसा कोशिश करा for I in L1 print I. So it prints each and every tuple. Am I right? और अगर हम ये कर सकते हैं तो can I say np dot sum I? Do you notice it prints the sum? Yes, no, maybe. It is printing the sum. So for example, जिसको अभी भी मेरे ऊपर डाउट है उसके लिए मैं एक छोटा सा डिमॉन्स्ट्रेशन और दे देता हूँ. So let me say L1. So for the first tuple, the sum would have been 2. Can you notice the sum comes out to be 2? For the second tuple, the sum should have been 3. And you notice it comes out to be 3 only. Am I right? अब क्या करना है मैं? Now for I, print this thing. Let me say I create a variable favorable equal to 0. For I in length, this thing, instead of print, let me say if np dot sum I, if np dot sum I is greater than or equal to 11, then what I will do, I will increase the counter. Favorable को एक बार increase कर देंगे. Favorable equal to favorable plus 1. Am I right? Favorable जब जब 11 से ज्यादा होगा उसका नंबर एक बढ़ जाएगा. That's it. खत्म. Now, if you want, you can see the value of favorable. Value of favorable has become 3. So what I can do is print total favorable outcomes are FAVOU. Print probability is how much? Probability is I will divide FAVOU divided by len of L1. हो गया आंसर. बताओ मुश्किल था? Favorable equal to this much and this. So whenever the score is 11 or more than 11, favorable equal to favorable plus 1 would be executed. Since initial value is 0, it would be executed 3 times and the value will become 3. Okay, now solve one last thing. After T, no one has solved anything, leaving 1 or 2 here and there. So coin is tossed 7 times. What is the probability of getting 4 heads? What is probability of getting 4 heads? Possible? Hai? First of all, tell me how would you have done this manually? And then probably using your iter tools. Coin is tossed 7 times. What is the probability of getting 4 heads? Total number of outcomes कितने होंगे? पहले से बताओ total number of outcomes कितने होंगे? 2 to the power 7, right? And then favorable number of outcomes? 7C4. So 7C4 divided by 2 power 7 would be the answer. Now you demonstrate the same thing using your iter tools. Iter tools, for loop, if, whatever. Okay, so using your iter tools, you can get the total number of combinations. Okay, now use the same logic which I have been using. Done. किसने कर लिया? Okay, let's take this up. So first of all, what should be over here? यहाँ पे क्या कर लें हम लोग? Let me say हमें क्या चाहिए? Head and tail ये right? Let me say head and tail. एक लंबी सी लिस्ट कर देता है. And over here, what do I need to do? H and then let me say T. How many times? 7 times. Okay. 7 times ही बोला था, right? So probably seven times. So what's the length over here? Length कितनी आ गई? 128. Okay, fair enough. So it is total number of outcomes. ठीक है? So let me say favorable. किसी ने same logic use कर लेते ना जो यहाँ पे use किया. Favorable equal to 0. ठीक है? Now I'll say for I in head and tail. So then if I just say print I, then it will print one by one. Now only thing is if I can find if the head is 4 times or 5 times. कितना था? 4 heads ना. So if I say अरे I into नहीं तुम लोग भूल गए. It is a tuple. See guys, इसीलिए पहले tuple बताया था. Let me say this is a tuple. ठीक है ना? Will people agree that it is a tuple? Yes. Tuple में तो count function inbuilt होता है ना. So if I say t1 dot count and if I say h, so it will directly give me the count. How many times h is appearing? You could have just done the count. याद करो कई 100 साल पहले बताया था टप्पल है तुम लोग की लैंग्वेज में. So what I can do, अब यहां से लोग कर सकते हैं after count. Now again take a minute please. Now just say if I dot count h greater than or equal to 4 or greater than 4. Sorry, if it is equal to 4, then you increase the counter. So what I can say if I dot count and bracket में लिख दिया h is equal to I want to have 4 heads, right? Equal to 4. Then what I'll do, I'll say FAV equal to FAV plus 1. That's it. Now let's check the value of FAV. 35 आ गया. So what would be the probability? Fab divided by len of this thing, len of head and tail. 0.27. एक बार मैनुअली निकाल के देखो कोई सेम आता है. सही आता है, ठीक है ना। नाउ टेल मी, मुश्किल था? मुश्किल नहीं था। Whatever thing I have used पहले डिस्कस कर चुके हैं। काउंट फंक्शन तुम्हें पता था, टपल पता था, इटर टूल्स मैंने बता ही दिया था, ठीक है। ठीक है गाइस, सो थोड़ा और एफर्ट करो, है ना। Try seeing all the use cases which we have taken today, starting from date, time, pandas, and all those examples. Tomorrow we meet at 8:30 sharp. So with this end the session, thank you and for joining.